Inquiro is your window to entire audience landscapes and deeper consumer understanding, giving you quick insights, giving you actionable insights, giving you real-time insights on demand. It's a powerful platform that enriches your mastery of the market. The 360 Intelligence Dashboard and Audience Builder lets you explore a holistic overview and hone in on a specific audience. With the Credibility Scoring API, you can unlock your consumers' behavior through omni-channel touchpoints and measure their overall trustworthiness. Access insights into the Philippine population with precise market analytics using MarketScan. Beyond deepening your understanding, Inquiro amplifies your growth. Widen your scope, tap into countless profiles, and multiply your reach using Acquisition Suite. With Inquiro, you have a secure, easy-to-use platform. One platform, unlimited reach. One platform, all the answers. One platform, multiple insights. Learn more at info@inquiro.ph.
Global Dominion Financing Incorporated, or GDFI, has been one of the leading financial services providers in the Philippines since 2003. We have been championing innovative loan facilities to cater to the changing needs of our customers, whether for car purchase, business expansion, or even for business capital. With easily manageable interest rates and convenient payment options, we ensure that we provide accessible financial products and services to various sectors. And with branches located nationwide, we are highly equipped to serve you wherever you are. We continuously strive to become a household name, to empower Filipino families and help them achieve their goals and dreams.
Dahil ang Global Dominion Financing ay kapartner.
Kapartner mo sa pag-angat.
I am Patricia Poco Palacios, President and COO of Global Dominion Financing Inc. We have been championing innovative loan products to cater to our changing customers' needs, whether for car or truck financing or even cash for additional business capital. Our humble beginnings made us realize how much of a difference you were able to make when we help them achieve their business expansion goals. We are beyond ecstatic whenever we see our customers and other stakeholders grow. We call them our kapartners. Partnerships and collaborations were built among borrowers, field agents, whom we call our loan consultant, car dealers, and even government agencies and technology partners like Globe Business. Right from the beginning, we have always been customer-centric. And the call for better products and services, for them, requires us to continue to innovate our processes in order to adopt. The need for faster and more secure internet connection was addressed by Globe's SD-WAN, which essentially allowed us to have an affordable intranet to connect our 70-plus branches nationwide. We discovered more convenient and efficient ways of reaching out to our borrowers through Globe Business M360. We were able to transition swiftly to doing business digitally by maximizing Microsoft 365. This solution allows our workforce to access important documents, emails from anywhere and through any device. Times and tools have certainly changed since 2003, but our purpose remains the same. Partnering with Globe Business aligns with our company values. Both companies seek to create a better tomorrow by combining innovation with the power of collaboration that centers on community transformation, business empowerment, and thereby nation building. With the right technology within our reach and with the support of Globe Business, we know for sure that we will be able to continue to be of service to financing and refinancing customers in the years to come.
Globe Business provides more than just business-grade connectivity, combining professional expertise and commitment to consistent service to elevate your business to the next level. Choose the courage to transform with Globe Business.
Nak, kaya pa?
Okay po. Nak, may pamerienda tayo dun, ha? Mahusay, anak. Nak, ikaw munang bahala dito.
Ako po?
Yung investors, close the deal. I trust you.
When the moment demands it, the only path forward is to choose courage.
Sir. This is too inefficient. I'm sure there's a better way.
Not just to face what's in front of you, but to transform.
Hi, sir. Nice to meet you. Anna from Globe Business.
It's the decision to grow, to push beyond limits, and to reshape your own potential. It's choosing not just to endure, but to turn challenges into progress. Doubt into determination, and fear into fuel.
Nak?
Kamusta?
Pa, you're supposed to be resting.
Something wrong at the plant?
Kakayanin naman po. I've got a lot of help behind me.
That's good.
Oh, hijo,
Sir,
congratulations.
thank you so much, sir.
Your digital transformation will set us up for years to come.
When the moment arrives, choose to rise above. Choose the courage to transform with Globe Business.
Want to optimize your sales operation? Introducing Inkiro's Footfall Analysis, a powerful tool that transforms complex data into actionable insights. By leveraging advanced machine learning and location data, you can track visitor count and frequency. You can also gain insights into customer behavior, non-sensitive demographics, preferences, and future actions. Compare your foot traffic and visitor profiles with nearby competitors. Identify how you measure up and uncover opportunities to stay ahead in the market. Identify nearby prospects that match your ideal profile and uncover untapped segments to expand your addressable market, which refers to the group of potential customers most likely to engage with your business. These are potential visitors who fit your ideal profile but have yet to visit your location. Once you've identified your potential visitors, choose the best channels to engage them. Whether it's social media such as Facebook or TikTok for a younger crowd or SMS for a more direct approach. Align your communication strategy to ensure your message resonates. Turn insights into actions with footfall analysis, driving better strategies and outcomes. Book a demo now.
Data is always moving. How people think, feel, and behave change constantly, so our understanding needs to shift too, continuously evolving to keep you ahead. Inquiro is your window to entire audience landscapes and deeper consumer understanding, giving you quick insights, giving you actionable insights, giving you real-time insights on demand. It's a powerful platform that enriches your mastery of the market. The 360 Intelligence Dashboard and Audience Builder lets you explore a holistic overview and hone in on a specific audience. With the Credibility Scoring API, you can unlock your consumers' behavior through omni-channel touchpoints and measure their overall trustworthiness. Access insights into the Philippine population with precise market analytics using MarketScan. Beyond deepening your understanding, Inquiro amplifies your growth. Widen your scope, Tap into countless profiles and multiply your reach using Acquisition Suite. With Inquiro, you have a secure, easy-to-use platform. One platform, unlimited reach. One platform, all the answers. One platform, multiple insights. Learn more at info@inquiro.ph.
Global Dominion Financing Incorporated, or GDFI, has been one of the leading financial services providers in the Philippines since 2003. We have been championing innovative loan facilities to cater to the changing needs of our customers, whether for car purchase, business expansion, or even for business capital. With easily manageable interest rates and convenient payment options, we ensure that we provide accessible financial products and services to various sectors. And with branches located nationwide, we are highly equipped to serve you wherever you are. We continuously strive to become a household name, to empower Filipino families and help them achieve their goals and dreams.
Dahil ang Global Dominion Financing ay kapartner.
Kapartner mo sa pag-angat.
I am Patricia Poco Palacios, President and COO of Global Dominion Financing, Inc. We have been championing innovative loan products to cater to our changing customers' needs, whether for car or truck financing, or even cash for additional business capital. Our humble beginnings made us realize how much of a difference we were able to make when we help them achieve their business expansion goals. We are beyond ecstatic whenever we see our customers and other stakeholders grow. We call them our kapartners. Partnerships and collaborations were built among borrowers, field agents, whom we call our loan consultant, car dealers, and even government agencies and technology partners like Globe Business. Right from the beginning, we have always been customer-centric. And the call for better products and services for them requires us to continue to innovate our processes in order to adopt. The need for faster and more secure internet connection was addressed by Globe's SD-WAN, which essentially allowed us to have an affordable intranet to connect our 70-plus branches nationwide. We discovered more convenient and efficient ways of reaching out to our borrowers through Globe Business M360. We were able to transition swiftly to doing business digitally by maximizing Microsoft 365. This solution allows our workforce to access important documents.
Exchange as Globe Business presents you with Breakthrough, a masterclass series. Thank you for joining us here today at the Globe Tower BGC. Before we begin, here are a few reminders. To access the internet, connect to the Wi-Fi network, Breakthrough, and enter the password GlobeBiz. We advise everyone to turn their phones to silent mode to avoid unnecessary session disruptions. Breakfast and refreshments are available at the back of the venue. Restrooms are situated through the door on your right. Lastly, we invite everyone to please occupy the seats in front. Thank you. The program will begin shortly. Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. Discover the latest trends and practical applications suited to a future-ready financial service institution during this morning's session. Welcome to Breakthrough, Banking on the Future, creating a customer-centric and digital-first organization. A masterclass dedicated to providing the banking and financial service industry with the insights and knowledge needed for digital growth and navigating customer transformation excellence. We advise everyone to please settle down as our program will begin in 5 minutes. Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Globe Business Masterclass, Banking on the Future, creating a customer-centric and digital-first organization. My name is Alex C., and I will be your host for this morning. First, let's give a warm welcome to all our attendees here at the Globe Tower BGC. It's great to see so many industry leaders and innovators in the room. Give yourselves a big round of applause for being here on a Friday morning. So I know we're closing out the week very, very strong. And of course, let's not forget our participants tuning in live via Zoom. Hello, everyone. Let's see those blue hearts lighting up the chat. Do that for me now, please. And can you send more blue hearts as we go along the day? All right, I love that we're seeing so much energy this morning, both online and here on site. Now, today we indeed have an exciting lineup ahead for all of you because we're diving into the world of digital transformation. I know it's a term that's been used for quite some time now in financial services industry, mostly, where cutting-edge strategies and technology are redefining customer engagement and operational efficiency. Now, expect insightful discussions, interactive activities, and fireside chat. I'm very excited for that, actually. That will equip you with the tools to navigate and lead you in this landscape. So whether you're here with us on site, hi, everybody, and with us online, get ready for a day filled with valuable insights, meaningful conversations, of course, game-changing ideas. Now, to kick things off, we are privileged to hear from someone whose vision and expertise have played a pivotal role in shaping the future of the financial services industry. Her deep understanding of industry trends and customer needs has enabled her to drive powerful strategies that empower financial institutions to thrive in this ever-evolving digital era. Her leadership continues to inspire transformative change, helping businesses enhance customer engagement, streamline operations, and create lasting value. It is my great pleasure to introduce Globe Business Key Segment Head Financial Services, Ms. Prisca Santillan.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning to everyone here on site and, of course, those on Zoom. And welcome to Breakthrough, our masterclass, which is a key initiative of Globe Business designed to empower Filipino industries in navigating the complexities of digital growth and emerging trends. So we're very excited to welcome you here this morning to our masterclass entitled Banking on the Future, creating customer-centric and digital-first organizations. This actually focuses on the transformative potential within the banking and financial services sector. For today, we will explore together how digital transformation is democratizing access, driving financial inclusion, and reshaping our industry this era. Our goal is to equip everyone with actionable strategies to really strengthen inclusivity, understand cutting-edge digital solutions, and more importantly, create meaningful economic, business, and lasting impact within your communities. Again, we are deeply appreciative of your presence this morning, both those that are on Zoom, of course, and of course here in the Globe Tower. This masterclass was specifically designed by the team to deliver expert-led insights and practical technology-driven financial strategies. So for today, we're excited to tackle the potential of open finance to reach the unbanked and underbanked sectors. We will provide guidance on effective digital transformation and showcase a real-life world client success story that highlights tangible results. So for this morning, let's really welcome our esteemed panel of speakers, led by Mr. Bernardo Conchi of the International Finance Corporation, Ms. Patricia Poco Palacios of Global Dominion Financing Incorporated, and of course, Mr. Marlon Cruz of Business Solutions Consulting of Globe Business. This morning, your presence and everyone's presence in this room really underscores our shared commitment to driving digital breakthroughs and innovation within the financial services sector. Again, this masterclass was really designed as a platform for learning, connection, and inspiring collective growth within and amongst us. So again, we encourage everyone to really take part of this session, to engage with everyone here on the room, and of course, those on Zoom, ask questions during our Q&A portion, and of course, connect with everyone, especially our solutions consultants present here today. So as Globe Business, we are excited to embark on this insightful journey with everyone, and of course, together. Again, good morning, everyone, and let's hope for a very insightful morning. Thank you.
Thank you for those encouraging words, Priska. And I want to reiterate what she said. To those of you joining us on Zoom and for those of you who are here with us presently, if you have questions, don't be afraid to jot them down because you will have time to ask them. And I will ensure that you get to ask these questions, especially to our panelists. Now, as we dive into today's discussions, one key theme is clear. Collaboration is shaping the future of a fast-evolving industry. Connecting stakeholders, streamlining processes, and embracing innovation are key to driving growth and enhancing customer trust. Now, to share his insights on this, we are honored to hear from a leader dedicated to economic growth and sustainable development across ASEAN. As the country anchor of the International Finance Corporation, he plays a vital role in driving impactful change in international finance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Bernardo Contri.
Thank you. Hi, good morning, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be here with you today, and I really want to thank Globe for organizing such an important session to discuss the future of financial services. Let me introduce myself. My name is Bernardo Contri. I am the country anchor for the advisory function of the Financial Institutions Group of IFC. IFC is the private sector arm of the World Bank Group. We work with financial institutions through advisory and investment services to drive financial inclusion. So let me first try to contextualize open finance. To do that, I want to take a step back and contextualize in the broader context of digital evolution of financial services. We all have heard of open banking. It relates to giving third-party providers access to core banking data. This means your bank accounts, your saving account, your loan history, your KYC records. But open finance goes a step further. It includes a much broader array of financial products. It can be pensions, investment, mortgages, insurance, and a lot more. And even beyond open finance, we start entering the world of open data. This is a future where data flows securely across sectors, from utilities to tax authorities to social media platforms, all with appropriate consent and governance. So what I'm saying is that the open finance sits at the intersection of technical possibility, regulatory readiness, and most importantly, customer empowerment. What I really want to stress is that it's not just a tech play, but it's really a broader movement towards an ecosystem that is customer-centric. Ultimately, open finance is about enabling better, cheaper, and more relevant financial products, and doing it cost-effectively and at scale. For customers, this means smarter, more personalized financial services. These can include examples like a financial dashboard that collects all of your accounts together, or lending products that are tailored in real time to your current financial needs and to your immediate real-life needs. For financial institutions, open finance can create opportunity to serve segments that were previously too expensive or too difficult to target. It can improve the way you do KYC and make it, again, more cost-effective by accessing new data sources that were not available before. And for the wider ecosystem, this includes fintechs, platforms, and non-financial players. It enables a range of new partnerships and new business models. For example, a telco can now embed a saving product on the platform, or a logistic company can now offer invoice discounting. In short, what it does, open finance helps to shift the industry from a product-centric approach to customer-centric thinking. Not only that, but by placing the customer in the driving seat of how their data is utilized, one, it enhances competition among the FIs, but also it expands that pie that they're currently competing for. Now, okay, it might sound a little bit like I'm trying the Kool-Aid and I'm really excited about this. So let me share something that that annoys me sometimes about the open finance conversation. I do think that while really important, we often speak of open finance only in purely technical terms. We speak about APIs, we speak about standards, architecture, developer portals, And all of those things are crucial and fundamental. But I think we need to move past speaking about just the plumbing and start talking about the water that flows through it. These are the products and the services that Open Finance enables. So yes, the technical layer is crucial, but what matters is how we use it and what we build upon it. For example, a single API for account information can open an entire industry for financial management apps, robo-advisors, embedded credit scoring, and a lot more. And a single payment initiation API on the technical side enables one-click checkouts, automated disbursement, and merchant services that are tailored to MSMEs. So let's be clear, the value is not just in the APIs themselves, but in the new products that they enable FIs to design. So when we talk about Open Finance for and with financial institutions, yes, we do need to talk to the technical teams, but the conversation should include, in my opinion, and maybe even be driven by the product and the strategy teams. Because ultimately, this isn't just about system architecture. It's about designing new customer journeys, launching new products, and rethinking the overall value proposition in a way that is more open and more competitive. Now, we're speaking about this at a very, very high level, so let me try to bring a concrete example. What you see on the slide is an example from India, where Parler, one of India's largest food processing companies, was facing a very, very common supply chain challenge. Their suppliers, mostly MSMEs, were dealing with long payment cycles, often taking 60 to 75 days to get paid after delivering the goods. So what Parler did is that they partner with Credible to design an embedded lending solution. What they did is that by partnering with Credible, they were able to offer early payments based on the invoices and the good acceptance notes. These now allowed the suppliers, the MSMEs, to get paid in 3 to 4 days instead of 60 to 75. After this initial launch, they even piloted a system to do pre-invoice financing, where the suppliers could access capital even before the formal invoice, just simply based on the digital confirmation of the delivery. Why this is relevant is that this was API-driven, it was scalable to thousands of suppliers in their supply chain, and after the initial setup was done, it required very minimal manual intervention. It's a really good case of how Open Finance can be used not just to move data from one place to the other, but to solve a real problem and to deliver value across the ecosystem. So we know that the end user and the more innovative tech digital players can definitely benefit from Open Finance. What I think we need to discuss a little bit more, especially today with this audience, is how financial institutions can benefit commercially from Open Finance. So, monetization. There are many paths that can be taken, and it really depends on the individual product that we're discussing, but we can discuss premium APIs with pay-per-use or tier pricing models. Partnerships can be designed where FIs take a cut of the third-party value-added services, and data can be leveraged to upsell, cross-sell, and to drive retention of customers. And especially for large financial institutions, large banks, with years, if not decades, of customer data, that is an unrealized or underutilized asset that can be monetized and activated through consent-based data strategies. And that is really powerful. So the point, I guess, is we should break the stereotype that Open Finance just kind of slices the pie a little bit differently, because when it's at scale, it actually makes the pie bigger, and it creates a more meaningful value for the players involved. Finally, what needs to happen next? The good news is that I think Philippines is really fertile ground for Open Finance. There's strong demand for better, more inclusive financial services. We have a highly motivated, highly engaged, and forward-thinking regulator in the BSP that has been actively laying the foundation for this innovation to happen since 2021. For financial institutions, there isn't a single one-size-fits-all roadmap. Each organization has to go on its own journey, depending on its capacity, customer base, market segment, and its strategy. But that said, if there's one thing that I want to stress today is that partnerships are critical. Open finance is not something that any institution, regardless of the size, can build alone. It's not a solo race, it's an ecosystem play. Success depends on collaboration between banks, fintech, real sector platforms, payment providers, telcos, and to move forward, financial institutions will need to build their core capabilities, design thoughtful customer journeys, build and implement agile APIs and feedback loops, and above all, to identify the right partners to launch new products, target new markets, scale trust, innovation, and ultimately build value for their customers, existing and new ones. So that was a quick tour of why I think open finance holds so much potential, not just at a technical level, but across the industry to reshape relationships and drive new value. I look forward to learning a lot more from from the next two speakers and to an interesting discussion in the panel. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bernardo Contri. That was truly a thought-provoking discussion. I can see the excitement in this room. Do you feel it? Are you excited about this open finance? Yes? Great. Okay. And I'm sure our attendees online are just as engaged. If I may, I loved what you said, that it's no longer a discussion about the plumbing. We're now talking about water flow. So keep that in mind, guys. As he said, open finance is not a solo journey. It requires collaboration, and we cannot go at this alone. So give it, some good thought and then mull it over about what Mr. Bernardo has shared with us. Now, with all the insights that we've gathered so far, I'm sure many of you have many questions in mind once again. So hold on to them for now, because later on we'll be having a chance to discuss that with our esteemed guests and speakers, and we'll address your most pressing questions. Now, if something sparked your curiosity during the discussions, you can scan the QR which is behind me, or you can go to menti.com and type in the code 67820926 to send in your questions. And you can do that now, and we'll make sure to answer them later on during the fireside chat. Now, we've already gained valuable insights today, and as we move forward, let's focus on how technology is making business operations smoother and more efficient. Our next presenter has built a strong career in the telecommunications and cybersecurity industries across Southeast Asia and the Asia Pacific. He has held key roles at Alcatel-Lucent and Trustwave, where he successfully navigated complex business environments and delivered meaningful results. Now at Globe, he brings a deep understanding of industry needs, especially in banking and financial services. So to share his expertise on modernizing operations, how technology streamlines processes and improves efficiency, please welcome the Senior Director for Business Solutions Consulting at Globe Business, Mr. Marlon Cruz.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Grazie, Bernardo. Buongiorno. So, I was talking to Bernardo earlier this morning. So, I stayed in Italy, Vimercate, for 1.5 years. And very coincidence, it's my first boss, his name was Carlo Contri. It's really a coincidence. No? So, okay. So, buongiorno in English, it's good morning. No? Okay. So, I like what Bernardo had mentioned, the integration of data, technology, and customer experience. Okay. So, when we talk about open finance, we always think of its data sharing, right? But from our perspective, open finance, it's more than that. It's about empowering consumers to control their financial data. It's about integration or data exchange between financial institutions, technology providers, third-party providers through an API. It's about launching new services. It's about being included or cooperation on a financial ecosystem. So that's how we see open finance. No? So, Bernardo, sorry if from time to time, I will talk in our local language to emphasize. But don't worry, we're not selling you here. I understand you're just 1 month in the Philippines. Okay, so based on our study, meaning there are 6 reasons why financial institutions are adopting open finance. Okay? The first one is adaptation to market trends. No? So, alam naman natin na yung financial institutions, napaka-complex, and the evolution, no, it's continuous. Hindi siya static. No? So we as financial institutions, we need to adapt to market trends, right? So nandyan na yung tinatawag na yung the EKYC, no? So digital identity verification, right? So we're talking about peer-to-peer transactions. We're talking about the rise of fintech, meaning GCash alone. How many subscribers GCash? 85? That is from what? The last number, 85 million. No? So meaning, if we will not adopt sa market trend, medyo mapag-iiwanan tayo. Right? Okay. Next one. Access to innovation systems. So as Bernardo have mentioned, no, it's an integration between technologies. So let's harness the power of the technology to launch new services. I was reading, I think, 2 weeks ago in the news about credit assessment. No? A single API wherein a credit bureau, as long as may consent, no, sa users, can do credit assessment without any physical documents in a matter of minutes. Right? How about yung tinatawag nilang income salary verification? Medyo nakakatakot, di ba? Wherein you analyze the trend. Okay? Ina-analyze mo yung trend, yung recurring income na pumapasok sa isang subscribers, then any deviation from that trend, baka may fraud. Saan kaya nanggaling yung resource ng income? No? So these are things that can be launched as a service, right? But when we launch this service, syempre lagi nating iisipin yung security. Kasi meaning evolution in terms of digital transformation, nagbabago yung risk natin. No? So that's something that we have to think, no, as practitioners here. Regulatory support. BSP, no, from time and time again, no, have launched policies and regulations in terms of open finance. So meaning being open finance ready is complying to the regulation of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Right? Next one, data-driven insights. Hindi nyo ba gusto na magkaroon ka ng to harness the power of data to understand the customer behavior, to understand the market trend? What it means for us is we can launch personalized services. Maiintindihan natin ang market trend and eventually it will reduce or it will improve yung risk management natin. No? So that is how data should be utilized. Next one, data-driven enhanced customer experience. So syempre, since you're giving or you're empowering consumers to manage their personal or their financial data, so what it means is meron siyang personalized services. Right? Meron siyang tinatawag na seamless transactions. No? Mas madali at conveniente makapag-access ng mga financial products. It means customer retention, customer loyalty, no? So this is something that an open finance can provide us. Etong number 6, it's quite close to my heart, especially those who lives in the provinces, no? Because I've experienced this, no? Meaning yung financial inclusion, especially sa mga cooperatives, rural banks, no? Meaning, I'm a believer that, meaning the underserved, the underbanked, we should extend the service because they can contribute sa economic development natin. No? So wag natin tingnan yung negosyo, tingnan natin to as a vocation. Right? So this is something that an open finance would be able to provide us. Okay? Okay lang ba? Okay. So, what does it mean for Globe? Kasi kami, hindi naman kami financial institution. No? So, we are a technology company. No? So, we fully understand the continuous evolution of financial institution. The reason why we continuously adopting kung ano yung evolution sa financial institution. Okay? So, at Globe Business, since we're a service provider, we will always bank on our bedrock o yung tinatawag naming foundation, which is connectivity. Right? Hindi nyo naman pwedeng gawin yung mga application nyo, open APIs, if you don't have internet. Right? That's the basic foundation. Right? Okay. Next one is we extend the service to harness the power of cloud, okay? That will give you scalability and agility. So when you move to transformation, of course, nagbabago yung risk mo. No? So financial institution is a highly targeted institution in terms of cyber attacks. No? So we need to build a robust cybersecurity framework. Okay? And then, pag sinabi nating open finance, as mentioned by Bernardo, it's more about customer-centric approach. Right? So we included marketing technology. Right? To fully understand your customer behavior, to fully understand development in terms of the market. So our holistic approach, right, gives our client tools to adopt, to transform in terms of open finance. So ito yung buong ecosystem of how we're evolving to support the financial industries in terms of the direction or roadmap in open finance. Okay? So si BFSI, iba-iba naman kasi yung adoption nyo. No? So I think we're around close to 31,000 institutions, right? And each institution has a unique stage in terms of your digital adoption. Iba-iba yan . Iba si commercial bank, iba si rural bank, iba si cooperative, iba si, sino ba? Microfinance, right? So iba-iba. So napaka-unique ng digital adoption nyo. Since unique ang digital adoption nyo, I want you to take a look. Okay? Nasang ladder ba kayo? Right? Because that's the start. We need to baseline kung ano yung current condition ng transformation nyo. Nandun ba kayo sa innovators? So yung innovators, so they are the most advanced. No? Meaning yung technology has been fully integrated sa buong proseso nila. No? So that is the innovators. And a lot of times, these are the companies that is setting the pace in the industry. So digital, so the innovators. If proficient ka, so you have adoption of the technology on various areas. You fully understand that technology is a business enabler. That's proficient. If you're an adopter, so medyo mixed to. So merong mga areas na medyo advanced ka, merong areas na you are lagging behind. Right? Na you have the digital technology, but it's not fully integrated. No? There is a room to further optimize yung transformation mo in terms of process, technologies. Si Explorer, sila yung mga early adopters No? So they started to adopt, but they are on the initial phase. Nasa early phase pa lang sila. While si Observer, so eto yung medyo low in terms of the digital maturity. Probably, hindi pa nila naiintindihan ano ba yung benefits at ano yung challenges on adopting a technology. So, as you sit down here, and also yung nasa Zoom, think about, nasan ka ba sa ladder na yan? Kasi, ang intention is to fully understand what is your current state, right? And ano yung roadmap mo sa future state mo? So, umupo po tayo, magkape tayo mamaya, pag-usapan natin. Right? Pag-usapan natin. Okay? So, menti time daw. So, if I request everyone to scan the QR, no? And meaning just, kung nasan kayo dun sa transformation journey nyo. Ay, sorry. Wala. Okay. So, hindi ko masyado nakita kung but I think, so a lot are coming are explorers, no? So, hindi naman si Dora yan. Okay. Okay. So, from that mentee, baka kasi inaanto kayo eh. So, from that mentee, so we did also some sort of a in-depth analysis. No? So sila Prisca, sila Tera, and the rest of the financial sales here. So we did some interview ng mga client. Yung isa dyan, ako eh. Ako yung nag-interview dyan eh. Okay. And these are some of the risks, no, that we capture. No? We all know that there is a immense advantage, no, on adopting digitally. But FSI as a complex institution, no, there are still a lot of risks. Okay? And these are some of the risks when we did some interview, in-depth analysis. Ito yung mga lumabas. No? First, it's yung increase in competition, yung lending volatility, and the regulatory challenges. So ito yung isa sa mga risks na talagang nagkakaroon ng pressure in terms of operations. No? So when we define those risks, we define what are possible solutions. Okay? First is, of course, when we talk about this risk, no? Meaning competition, meaning you need to have agility in terms of your operation. So what it means is, baka you need to optimize your workflows. Baka it's high time to do an update, tech update in terms of your infrastructure, no? Para you can adopt more. Kung halimbawa ngayon, nasa on-prem pa rin kayo, medyo lumuwag naman si BSP in terms of moving to cloud, baka you can adopt cloud as an infrastructure already. No? Depends on anong pain points meron kayo. Okay? Next, it's yung reach. And this is something that the cooperatives, microfinance has really struggled. No? Yung reach at saka yung financial literacy. Okay? Sabi ko nga, when we were talking to some of the FSI, bakit hindi tayo mag-build ng ecosystem together? No? We're building 5G. 5G is the biggest network connectivity in the world. Why not take advantage of that? Right? Meaning not only financial, but also the government in order to build this infrastructure, no? To reach the underserved, to reach the unbanked. No? We should be doing that. The next one is eto. Ako nag-interview nito eh. So I was meeting the CTO of one of the big banks in the Philippines. Sabi niya, medyo malamig ako. I'm cold with regards to open finance. Sabi ko, sir, bakit? Kasi we have implemented a lot of security controls. We have strengthened our process. And yet, I will ask someone to integrate, no, to my system, right? And just share my data. And at the end of the day, if something happens, I will still be responsible. Tama naman. Because when you do this, you are exposed sa third-party risk. No? You're exposed. But I was telling him, actually, sir, ngayon, exposed ka na sa third-party risk eh. The mere fact that you're running a mobile app, no, for your financial transactions, you're exposed already to third-party risk. The mere fact na may pumupuntang mga depositor sa bangko, you're exposed already to third-party risk. The only way to address this is we need to adopt framework, right? Run testing, vulnerability management, no? Huwag kang magpapa-connect ng third-party providers unless pumasa siya sa criteria mo kung gaano ka-secure yung institution. That's how you do it. But you cannot stop this because no one remains static, right? Technology, process does not remain static. They are always dynamic, right? So the only way to address this is address the risk, right? But you cannot stop this one. Okay? So yan. Okay. Next one. Of course, yung rise of the cybersecurity. Dito when we talk about some of the cooperatives, ako I'm a believer of, kasi yung iba sinasabi wala namang mananakaw na data sa amin, maliit lang naman kami. But do you know that 95% of the breach that happens are coming from SMEs? The moment you have an email, you're already exposed to cyber breach, right? So we need to address this. We need to build a robust cybersecurity framework. We need to mature. Kung right now your maturity is nasa reactive ka, you need to go to adaptive type of maturity in terms of cybersecurity. You need to do that. Okay? Next one. So, ang approach namin, it's always holistic. If you look at the 4 pain points that I highlighted, meaning the approach should not be point solution. The approach should be holistic. Kasi interdependent sila sa isa't isa. So the approach should be holistic. So, first, kayo as an open finance, so we should have an integrated connection with each other because mas madali kang maging agile, mas madali kang maging scalable in terms of whatever requirement will come in the future. Okay? Next is you have to improve resiliency, right? Yesterday we were talking about business continuity plan. That was our topic. So you need to have a strong business continuity plan. And this is, I think, really the challenge with the cooperatives, the microfinancing, the rural banks. And I was really an advocate of why not have a shared services for these institutions? Kasi baka hindi nila kayang i-finance at the moment based sa risk nila. Why not put a shared services for this institution to manage microfinance, no? Rural banks, cooperatives. No? It's being done with the big conglomerates. You talk about SM, meron silang shared services. You talk about San Miguel, they have shared services. You talk about Ayala, they have shared services. Why not do it in an open finance? Why not have a shared services when everybody would utilize that, no, in terms of network infrastructure, in terms of governance, in terms of cybersecurity? Because we're doing it in Globe. We started our security and network operations center catering only for the requirement of Globe. But after that, we extended to our port coast. We extended to GCash, pero ngayon si GCash, may autonomous na sila, sarili na nila. Mas malaki na sila sa amin eh. Hindi naman, mas malaki pa rin kami. We extended to Brave Connective, we extended to Inquiro, to Asticom, we extend. It's a shared services, meaning think about it. Regardless if you're going to build it organically or you're going to have it outsourced, but I think it's high time that you guys should have a shared services for your IT and security concerns. Have that one. Of course, you have to maintain consistent customer-centric approach. No? Let's harness the power of data to fully understand customer insights and the customer requirement. Okay? As much as I wanted to... As much as I wanted to talk connectivity and cybersecurity, pero sabi nila, this is more of a customer-centric, so we're focused more on marketing technology and APIs. Because we wanted to understand, no, ano ba yung transformation na mabibigay natin sa consumer by integrating marketing technology and APIs. Okay? So, ito si Millet. So, si Millet is somebody that's working in Manila, but her family is based sa province. No? So, these are the following technologies, APIs and marketing technologies, that we integrate to fully understand yung behavior ni Millet, and at the same time, use the power of technology to improve yung customer experience ni Millet. No? So, from Inquiro, footfall analytics, chatbots, rewards API. So, if I zoom in, okay, so, hindi nyo ba gusto maintindihan kung ano yung insight ng customer nyo? Kung ano yung demand ng consumer nyo? It's about understanding the preferences. If you fully understand now the preferences of your customers, hindi nyo ba gustong ma-extend kung sino pa yung mga kapareho niya? Right? You want that, right? So to find the same personas of Millet, and hindi nyo ba magugustuhan na makakuha ka din ng mas malaking profile, no, ni Millet? So you can launch a service na gusto ni Millet. Right? Kung ang gusto ni Millet, it's all about gusto kong ma-improve yung financial condition ko, no, at makapagpadala ako sa family ko sa province. No? So ito yung gusto nating maintindihan. You have the technology to fully understand that. Right? And of course, when you talk about consumer experience, nandyan yung mga connection, right? the My 360, no, wherein you can launch different services, different promotions, right? How about having a rewards API, no, to have customer retention, customer loyalty? How about implementing a chatbot in order to enhance accessibility that at the same time will gather insights, no, kung ano yung mas gusto ng client. Okay? So these are some of the technologies available now, no, for your open finance initiative. So available po siya. Okay? Next one. So, ito favorite ko to eh. Meaning, since FSI is continuously evolving, meaning education is key. Actually, education is not an advantage. It's a necessity, right? So with the help of our marketing and the sales, actually we have launched 3 programs now. We started this, I think 2022, 3 years ago. So the Mind Hive, this one is my favorite because I've sat down with this session as one of the, ano ba ako dito? Shark Tank or coach? I forgot. No? But I've sat down here. This is a collaboration between the technical and the business unit. Right? So you will see, sometimes yung technical gusto, ang ganda, pero ang mahal. The business unit would always say, hindi, eto lang ang gusto ko. It's about aligning the technology sa need ng company. So it's a collaboration. So they will have a specific use case, and normally that's related sa company nila, then they will create an application. So yan yun. So we have that one. Then the Breakthrough Masterclass, it's all about cybersecurity. How to be resilient, how to move from reactive to proactive to adaptive maturity. So that is a masterclass. The Brain Break, ito yung parang nagbabahay-bahay kami, right? So it's a gamify wherein we invite not IT practitioners coming from marketing, coming from admin, then they will talk about pain points and how it's going to be addressed. Because sometimes their voice hindi nadidinig, right? And our observation is there are a lot of insights coming from them that we can adopt. So that's the Brain Break. So these are the three programs that we launch. Okay. So to end my slide, okay, before I say grazie, open finance is not a destination. Open finance is a continuous journey, right? Meaning continuous adoption means staying ahead. So with that, magandang umaga po. If you need more insights, usap tayo, magkape po tayo. Maraming salamat po.
Another amazing and informative presentation, everyone. Another round of applause, please, for Mr. Marlon. All right. Now, if you want to know more about the Globe Solutions presented by Mr. Marlon Cruz, there's a QR. There should be a QR behind me. And you may request for a business consultation. I want to encourage you to do this because this is free. Sabi nga ni Sir, pwede kayong magkape dyan mamaya. Now is the best time, all right? Now, before we continue, let me quickly highlight the solutions that Mr. Marlon introduced earlier. So it's Inquido Audience Builder, Inquido Acquisition Suite, Footfall Analytics, Rewards API, and Omni-Channel Voice Solutions. So you might want to jot that down and keep that in mind for your own businesses. Now, these are more than just tools. They are designed, as he said, to enhance your organization's efficiency and elevate workforce performance. Now, to explore these solutions further, simply scan the QR code on your screen once again and sign up to schedule your demos or consultation. The Globe Business Solution Consulting team is here, ready to provide you with the expert guidance that you all need to help your businesses thrive. Now, as we move forward, we'd love to hear from you. If you're curious about modernizing your organization's operations or have any questions at all, and I mean any, feel free to send them our way. Simply scan the Menti QR code or go to menti.com and enter the code 67820926, and we will address them, I assure you, during our upcoming Fireside Q&A session. So once again, thank you so much to Sir Marlon for that very wonderful presentation and very insightful talk. Thank you, sir. Now, as we move forward in today's discussions, we are honored to welcome a leader whose vision and expertise have driven remarkable growth in the financial industry. I think one of her stories was flashed here on screen a while ago. I was hoping you guys could have watched that. She has been with Global Dominion since 2005. And alongside this, she serves as chairman of the SureCycle Finance Corporation and even holds directorial positions at Global SME Loans Incorporated, Cycle Finance Corporation, Cebuana Cycle Financing, and Global Cebuana Finance. Now, before joining Global Dominion, she was a product manager at a leading global brand and at an Agora Youth Awardee of the Philippine Marketing Association. She further honed her expertise through programs at UANP and AIM, and holds an MBA from Ateneo and a marketing management degree from DLSU. Beyond her credentials, sounds funny to me, but yes, she has from both schools. Beyond her credentials, though, she has been instrumental in driving growth, leadership, and people development, shaping Global Dominion's success. Representing one of Globe Business' successful customers, Global Dominion has effectively leveraged digital solutions to enhance customer engagement and expand their reach. Ladies and gentlemen, I've talked about her, but now to talk about customer engagement and reach, digital solutions to expand presence in underserved areas or underbanked areas. Everyone, please welcome to the stage Ms. Patricia Poco Palacios.
Thank you. So I was not informed the TED Talk pala to. But just the same, happy to share our story together with my colleagues here who we have been on a 20-year journey, 22 years, no? Tama ba? Ayan, sorry. Ayan. So we were founded in 2003. No? We are a leading Filipino-owned financial institution dedicated to helping Filipinos achieve their goals through accessible financing solutions. So we think about our purpose a lot. No? And a few years back, we decided that this is really what we are about. It's to guide and accelerate, to ignite and accelerate growth in people and organizations to transform lives for the better. And our mission, or it's actually our vision, is also to make financing simplified with the values of grit, excellence, innovation, integrity, fun, and care. So I guess it's no mystery why digital transformation is really a constant topic in our organization. I was speaking to Mr. Contry, and I was in GDFI when there were still fax machines. And now our employees don't even know what a fax machine is. And he said, thank God, they're gone. So, but now, of course, we use email and a host of other digital solutions. But it's been an interesting journey so far. No? But as I was talking to the Globe team, and I'm think in the Philippines we have been in various stages of our digital maturity, as Marlon has also shared. And we'd just like to share what it's like for us. So this is by no means a best practice. This is really what it's really like in the real world and the challenges that we face. So, makaka-relate tayo lahat dito. First of all, I would like to clarify, Marlon, no offense, but technology will not solve all our problems. Let's first keep that in mind. I think the first thing that we should be clear on is what are we good at? If you have been a business who's been here for about 10, 5, 20 years, may mga kliyente po kayo at gusto po kayo ng mga kliyente. Meron kayong katangian, meron kayong qualities, meron kayong service that your clients like and continue to return to you for that. So first of all, identify what your strengths are. Understand what your core delivery, what your core business is, and amplify those strengths. So for GDFI, it's really the culture. For GDFI, it's really the relationships we have with our loan consultants and our clients. No? So we take efforts to use technology to supercharge those things, to understand our clients more, to connect with them more efficiently, to respond to them more efficiently, to organize really what are the key issues here, and what are the processes that they don't really, they usually complain about, no? So we look into these things. And so we endeavor to understand the needs of our market. So we continue to really use the data that we collect to address the certain emerging issues that our clients have. And of course, it's to define your distinct value proposition. And we use technology to really gather the feedback, to gather that feedback and to build on that. And then, this is very basic. Most likely in your organization, there will be recurring problems. So why is this always a problem? Why is this always a problem? Perhaps the most practical way is, how do we do things ba? No? What happened to this particular process? No? And if you've been in business for as long as we have been, then you'll discover that one department is doing the same thing, or one department is not talking to the other department, right? And you're wondering why these things happen, no? So what we do, no, when these things happen is we realize that our departments within the organization, they go into silos, no? And that's a usual, I feel, no, a usual trend, no, a usual development, no? Kasi may kanya-kanya kayong mga jobs, no, and tasks. And then, of course, we later realize that one needs the other, right? So we create opportunities to really collaborate, and see where the inefficiencies and redundancies are. So we identify the redundant processes that can be removed or automated. Sometimes a lot of these processes are still the same processes, even if the technology is already available. And so when we discover, ba't pa natin ginagawa to? O nga, no? So you'll have those interesting conversations. And we said, let's remove this process already because it's already being done or been eliminated already, that particular step, or suddenly it's not unnecessary. Just to share, no, we used to have a group of people just to move loan folders, which we have printed. Remember that, Eugene? From one department to another. So it was so funny because nothing moved unless that specific paper folder was in that specific department. And we asked ourselves, isn't there a folder already digitally available in OneDrive, right? And you can just move this particular piece of paper, which can now be digitized in PDF, and move it to another division. So those are some of the simple questions, no, and simple solutions that we have come up with. You will also discover, because of course we're in different stages of maturity, that there are so many reports. No, in our parlance, they're called transmittals, transmitted from one department to another, and there's a list of items that has been transmitted. And then we realize that these reports, by the time that they are relevant, the data is already it's obsolete, no? Tapos na, paso, no? Tapos na yung transaction or tapos na yung issue. So we realized that we could use tools like Office 365 to just share sheets, no, and statuses of where these items are in between departments. We call them trackers. So suddenly everybody developed the skill of developing their own trackers within the organization, using tools, collaborative tools like Microsoft Excel through the cloud, no, through Office 365. And so what else we would do is we find quick wins for automation or AI integration. So I know it's scary. I know it's scary when we talk about digital transformation. But for those who want to try it out, what we have done is we identified processes, no, that are maybe non-core but are already well established as far as processes are concerned, yung hindi masyadong nagbabago, right? And then, which is my next step, is you can explore, no? I think with the rise of all of this discussion with open finance and companies like Globe, no, and of course other technology companies, the technology has simply exploded. It has exploded. Our email inboxes are full of proposals, no, of technology companies who are offering potential solutions. But once you explore, the good news about today's technology that it is easy to adopt because there are a lot of subscription-based solutions. You don't have to pay for the entire license to be technology-driven. You can just simply pay on a per-month basis, per-user basis. And for companies who just want to start it out and they're not sure, this is really the best time to just jump on board. And if things go a little, sideways, at least it's easy to take a step back without your capital being so large, right? So, what we have been doing on a regular basis, we already have a group, no, just specifically for this, is that we continue to engage with potential fintech vendors. There are a lot. And we identify tools that are relevant to your business. So the process is, once you've looked at your processes, then you kind of have an idea on, maybe we can take a look at something that can help here, and then help here, and then help here. So you don't at least talk to all of these fintech vendors and get confused as to what you really need. So it's better that you already have a strong idea on what you feel will make a difference, then start talking to the vendors, right? And at least you'll be able to prioritize what it is that you really need and what it is that you will really seriously look into. So that's step 2, identify the tools that are relevant to your business. But I would recommend stay open to that innovation that aligns with your goals. So in GDFI, we've adopted a 3-vendor policy, for evaluation. My suggestion is don't jump at the first vendor that seems to answer all your problems, because there are a lot, right? So at least 3, identify those that really come, that seem to have the right security, the right stability, and really the specific service that you need, the user-friendliness, the adaptability that you have. And then finally, when you've made your decisions and checked out your criteria, your matrix, just do it, please. Okay. So enough of the analysis paralysis. Just make a choice and just do it. Anyway, if you make a mistake or things go a little sideways, like I said, you can do a subscription model. In the meantime, you can pause it for a while, or if it doesn't work, then you can just end the contract, right? So it's actually a very interesting and a great time to really innovate your processes. So just do it. Take that leap and just do it. And then, of course, in every organization, change is always something that to be addressed. If you read a lot of neuroscience, our brains don't like change, right? So we all have to, with the understanding of human psychology, leadership and management have to harness all the tools to make change a little easier and even a lot of fun, right? So, first of all, no, it is so much easier if leadership supports the tech agenda. No, a lot of our leaders probably have different feelings, no, around technology. But my sense is if you are in finance, no, if you are in finance, you must have a tech agenda because that's, as our speakers say, that's where it's all going, no. If we want to be here, at least no, in the next 5 to 10 years. So leadership must support the tech agenda. Second is, I'd go here, no? Oh, this is also interesting. Onboard people who think differently. They will see your processes differently. They will ask the questions nobody has dared to ask, right? Because, you know, maybe there's a department that might get affected and all the, how should I say, maybe the politics, no, involved in changing certain processes, right? Or certain habits also that everyone has developed. If you onboard people who think differently, then all of these questions will pop out. My recommendation is maybe you can onboard people who are from a different industry, right? Maybe a technology industry, infrastructure industry, even the BPO industry actually has been helpful for us because they're very process-oriented and their goal is really to be more efficient. They're very data-driven and numbers-driven. So that has been a powerful change. That has been a powerful move for us, no, to onboard people who think differently because they will challenge the status quo. And lastly, similar to what Marlon shared, no, launch innovation challenges and spark new ideas. So we do this regularly. Of course, we use forms, no, and all of these other initiatives so that we could ask the people, ask our employees, what ideas do you have? So not only will you gather new ideas, but it actually sends a message to the entire organization that we are open to change, and perhaps the change can come from you, right? So what an exciting thing, no, for the employees to contribute to the transformation of your organization. And again, no, if you know psychology, we have to celebrate these wins, right? So again, transformation and change isn't easy, so we must make a big deal out of it. So we publicly recognize milestones. I say everybody's using this new platform, yay! No, so we go around, we scatter confetti if that's allowed in your area, but we make a big deal out of it, right? And that's just the same actually for other milestones that we have. And of course, we thank everybody who have been part of the change, right? And again, it sends a message to the organization that we are for change and we are continuously improving this organization. So we publicly recognize milestones. We use internal announcements to boost morale. Again, the idea is to spark engagement among our young people, our new employees, and you know, from far-flung areas, maybe in Tuguegarao, no, or Surala, no, to send over their idea. Because we're all the way there, we don't know what the market needs, right? But with technology, we can collect all of this data easily and celebrate that. And again, no, continuing with the celebration mindset, we celebrate open-mindedness and honest feedback. We do a lot of Teams calls, no? A lot of these online meetings, right? And when there are new ideas or challenges are brought up, no, to the table, the usual response is, thank you, we needed that feedback. Thank you for that feedback. And we don't shut it down, we say we will look into it and we'll see how we can improve, right? So, of course, as Filipinos, we tend to be a bit, should I say it, sensitive, no? Offended when things like that. But in today's day and age, when you're talking about constant change, that particular feedback could actually spell the difference between your survival and the next step, right? So we take all feedback seriously, right? Because it could be really a symptom of what's really going on in your organization. So we encourage that. And of course, it doesn't stop there, as what Marlon also shared. No? It's a constant process. We collect and listen to feedback. How is this new process going? Is everybody using it? How's the adoption? What are the numbers telling us about how we're using all of these new platforms? And then we ask ourselves, if it's not performing as expected, we're not getting the results as expected, we ask them, why is that? What's the challenge? What's holding what's holding our clients or our users from adopting the new technology? Sometimes it's communication. It's a communication issue, an awareness issue. It's something as simple as that. All right, and then we identify patterns and areas for future improvement. So as I mentioned a while ago, as you do this whole testing in your non-core, processes, you'll realize that maybe you'll find that there are patterns or they need information that's common to all of these departments. And maybe moving forward, you can, create projects that integrate all of this information, all of these activities, so that you don't need to be, downloading and uploading information into these platforms separately. So that's one improvement that you can look into. And then, of course, let learnings guide the next phase of digital process. So it's not a walk in the park, right? It's not a walk in the park. We have had projects that we started and then we kind of, never mind, it's not gonna work. Or maybe we need a different approach, right? But then again, it's never really a failure. There's always a learning. So then we're learning. What did we learn from this experience? We think, maybe we need a help desk. We need a better help desk. Oh, maybe we just need to develop our new system, right? Because it's hard to force certain off-the-shelf processes or off-the-shelf systems to do what we want to do, right? And that's it, no? So again, the goal is progress, not perfection. You'll never probably have the perfect system, but at the very least, you have made that step, that first step, no? Or maybe several steps already into your own digital transformation that we could contribute to this big goal. And of course, your own streamlined, improved processes and better reach and better service to your clients. Thank you.
What an inspiring and empowering way to end our presentations. Are you in awe of all the knowledge that we've heard today? Did you learn something? All right, that's great. Well, everyone, another round of applause, please, for Ms. Patricia. Thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful story and tips also. And guys, if you'd like to expand your knowledge regarding different digital solutions and how to digitalize your customer engagement and even reach, don't hesitate to send in your questions by simply scanning the QR code. The Menti QR code should be behind me, or you can type in the code 820926 at menti.com to send in your questions. And we're going to get to that in a short while, so you might want to do that now. All right, what an incredible series of presentations we've had today. So a big thank you once again to Mr. Bernardo Contri, Mr. Marlon Cruz, and of course, Ms. Patricia Poco Palacios. Thank you very much. We are truly grateful for the wealth of knowledge and expertise that you have brought to the table this morning. So everyone, I know I keep asking you to clap for them, but one more time for our speakers, everybody, even the Zoom, please send those blue hearts and keep them coming. All right, we've had some very informative lectures, but the excitement doesn't stop here. There's still so much more in store for you today, including some exciting raffle prizes. Yes, we're giving away raffle prizes today, and all you need to do is just stick with us throughout the session to win. Who's excited to win a raffle prize? Raise of hands, please. Show of hands. I don't think the panelists are included. I wish I could give you a, but everybody else. All right, to our Zoom participants, please send me some blue hearts so that I know you're also excited as well. Okay, now that I know everybody's warmed up and you know, ready to go and to interact with our esteemed speakers, but before we dive into that, we're gonna have a quick moment to loosen up and with a fun interactive activity with all of you here and also those of you joining us via Zoom. So this activity is called Share Your Thoughts. Yes, we're gonna do this publicly, okay? So the mechanics are simple. In this activity, I kindly request everyone to scan the Menti QR code right over here or type in this code 43580362 at menti.com. All right, let's do that now. I'm gonna give some ways so you guys can scan the QR. All right. Okay, so again, I want to remind everybody this activity is called Share Your Thoughts. So I'd really like to hear your honest thoughts. Now, for the first question, what word comes to mind when you hear banking on the future? What's the first word that comes to mind? So please type in your answers. Everyone, please feel free to share your honest thoughts. Again, the question is, what's the first word that comes to mind when you hear banking on the future? So I hope our Zoom attendees can also share your sentiments as well. So feel free to share your thoughts, especially now that we've heard exceptionally educational talks from our session speakers. So, okay, I'm getting 32 responses right now. So let me read them out for you. Again, the question is, what word comes to mind when you hear the phrase banking on the future? So I see cooperative, innovation, democracy, open finance. There you go. Money. Who wrote money? I like that. Future state preparation. Freedom. That's a very good one. Freedom. Fast-paced. You're right. It is fast-paced. That's why we have to keep up with that. It's a new norm. And that's, as Ms. Patricia said, that's where it's going. Even Mr. Bernardo said that. That's exactly where we're going. So it's really great to have someone who in finance in your organization. Easy. Easy. Well, I hope it will be easy. But you know, as we go into it head first, things do become easy over time. Accessibility, hyper-personalization, digital currency. What else? Branchless. Branchless. That's a good thought. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your responses. Wow, over 150. I think I have another one coming your way. So, our next question is. Let's scan that QR code also. Same QR code. All right, here we go. Share your favorite phrases or words from our session speakers today. I actually have many. I have a lot shared by Mr. Bernardo, by Ms. Patricia, and Mr. Marlon Cruz. So you want to share your favorite phrases and words from our session speakers today. So what are those? What are your favorite words or phrases? Banking on the future. Refreshing. The goal is progress, Ms. Patricia there. So it stuck with someone. Challenging, just do it. Future, digital transformation, refreshing. It's good to know you guys for listening. Secured, goal is progression, continuous adaptation. What else? Customers' feedback. I like that one. Not perfection. That's right. Progress, not perfection. Agility. This is testing my my eyesight, everyone. But hopefully you guys can keep up with this. But yeah, the goal is progress. What else? For a lot of you, that stuck with you, no? The goal is progress. Financial freedom as well. All right, I can see everybody's highly engaged, even those of you in Zoom. So thank you for joining our little activity called Share Your Thoughts. I appreciate you sharing them. This shows how valuable the learning we've gained from our speakers are. So thank you to everyone. Huge gratitude to our guests here and our, of course, online attendees. Your active participation made this session even more meaningful. This has been a great discussion so far. The morning has been going really well. But by the way, before we move on to the next part of the program, if you want to know more about Globe Solutions presented by Mr. Marlon Cruz a while ago, you can scan this QR code and you can actually request a free business consultation. So you can do that now. It's free, and so I encourage you to do it. We will resume briefly, but for now, we'd like to take a 5-minute break, a recess. We have food at the back, and we have cocktail tables for you. So please feel free to stretch your legs and grab a quick snack. Once again, this is Alex C. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you.
check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Welcome everyone. I hope.
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to request everyone to please settle down as our program will resume in a few minutes. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're feeling refreshed and ready to dive right into our fireside chat. Now, we still have not drawn our winners for both on-site and online, so please don't forget to scan the QR code to register to qualify for the raffle, okay? Do that now, online, and of course, presently with us here at Globe Tower. Now, I hope you've all sent in your questions through Menti because our speakers are prepared to discuss them today with you. So once again, let's welcome our esteemed panelists to the stage for what promises to be an insightful discussion. First, stepping on the stage once again, Ms. Patricia Poco Palacios. Also joining us for the fireside chat, please welcome Mr. Carl Marx Rubia, Director of Business Solutions Consulting of Globe Business. And once again, to complete our fireside panelists, please welcome Mr. Bernardo Contri. Is everybody ready? All right. Okay. Well, we're thrilled to have you with us today. To our participants, thank you once again for sending in your questions. Also to you in Zoom, we truly appreciate everybody's enthusiasm and eagerness to join this discussion. To our panelists, now we will be directing the specific questions to each of you. So please feel free to share your thoughts and insights on any of the topics that we will be discussing today. So I'd like to start with the first question. This question is addressed to our keynote speaker, Mr. Bernardo Contri. How do you think the Philippines, and I'm also very curious to know this, is facing in terms of awareness and adoption of open finance compared to our Southeast Asian neighbors?
Perfect, thank you. I would start by saying I think the first thing I would mention is one thing that is impressive about the Philippines is how the local regulator has really pushed to support the innovation on open finance. The level of engagement that BSP has shown by issuing the circular in 2021, supporting the roadmap later, all the supports they've given to the pilots, that is not something that we see very often across the region or globally. So that's a very positive aspect. Now, if we look and compare the level of awareness or the level of scale-up of actual implementation of open finance compared to neighbors like Singapore or Indonesia, Philippines is a bit behind. In Indonesia, we see more engagements between banks and fintechs, where the banks use the fintechs to get to parts of market segments that will be too expensive or not convenient for them to arrive. And for example, some API standards have started to be developed at a voluntary basis, right? And those will probably lay the foundations for the later adoption. In these, Philippines is a bit behind. Where I think we are in a place where a lot of the younger, more tech-savvy platforms, fintechs, are very excited about it. And what we need right now is to identify those use cases, those business cases that can bring the larger institutions and the banks to the table to make it really scale up.
Thank you. That's interesting. So just to reiterate, we're a little behind the Philippines, but just a follow-up question before I move on to our second panelist is, do you think we'll be able to be at par with Singapore anytime soon, or those who are a bit ahead of us? And what's the timeline, do you think, for Philippines to catch up?
So the timeline, I think, is a million-dollar question. I'm not exactly sure, but I think so. I think really Look, open finance is happening. It's been happening globally. There are much more advanced regimes like Europe, like India, like Australia, etc. But globally, this is something that is happening. Countries around the world, from Colombia and others, have really started coming up. So this is something that will happen. So the Philippines can catch up, and there is a lot of need and demand to catch up. Now, to me, really the question is how long it will take to find those initial 1 or 2 use cases, whether it's lending to macro and small and medium enterprises or pension, retirement savings. Whatever that is, that needs to be supported first for the initial scale-up. But the timeline, I'm not too sure.
I think maybe what you're saying is let's not go too much ahead and focus on what's needed right now to progress. Thank you, Bernardo Contri. Okay, now my next question is for Ms. Patricia. Earlier, you shared your experience in depth in community-driven finance. With your background, what are some of the stepping stones toward open banking or finance that you've implemented even before realizing that we're actually part of this movement?
For one, the GDFI and the other companies that I am involved in share data to the CIC. So for those who are here, we are mandated by the law to share credit data to the Credit Information Corporation. And I think it's exciting because maybe the ordinary tricycle driver or motorcycle rider will finally have credit footprint, a digital footprint, a credit footprint, because they should have access also to credit and other financial products. Also in parallel, we are developing our internal systems to be API ready should the need arise. It's very exciting, the opportunities that open finance presents, and we are looking forward to see what else we can do with all the information we will hopefully be able to collaborate around it.
Thank you, Ms. Patricia. I think it's fascinating how transformation happens even before we actually give it a name. And I think it's great that what you said for tricycle drivers to actually have like a credit footprint. It's all about
and
financial.
They pay well.
Oh, sorry?
They actually
they
pay well. Yes.
They pay on time.
Yes, they pay very well. Yeah.
Again, data that is shared with all of you today. You heard it first here from Ms. Patricia. But thank you for that. Speaking of transformation, let's hear from our audience. Yes, I don't think I was able to mention this, but I also want to ask you guys questions because, just as valuable as our insights from our panelists are and speakers are, we're all here to explore together and learn from each other. So I'm going to ask a question, and if any of you want to answer, just raise your hand, and one of our staff members will hand you a microphone that maybe you can share something with us that we'd like to learn. So my question is, in an increasingly digital financial environment, how can institutions foster trust and security among customers while offering seamless experiences? We want to hear from you guys. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this question? I'll ask it again. Maybe for those of you also in Zoom, you can type in your thoughts. So again, in an increasingly digital financial environment, how can institutions foster trust and security among customers while offering seamless experiences? Anybody? Anyone? Okay, I'll go back to you guys, but hopefully if, I'm gonna ask one of our speakers here to help me out with this question. Maybe if you have further thoughts, just let me know. So anybody would like to take this? Mr. Karl Marx?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like for example, for Globe, one of the key things that we provide to be able to help financial institution is being an enabler. Right, so we are a tech enabler because we have the backbone. Right, so we provide financial institution with a secured backbone, so that they would be able to build their application or services on top of it securely. So we, as mentioned by Marlon earlier, so we have we follow a lot of frameworks, right, that are industry standard frameworks that we use as a foundation in building those, in building technology. So we are not just providing you with pointed solution. We're looking at it holistically, so that we would be able to address not just the immediate pain point, but also the underlying support needed. Because as we all know, finance is a heavily regulated institution, right? So, and one mistake, then we're out, right? So we have to be conscious about it while being fast. We have to make sure that it follows regulation. And we have what it takes to be able to provide that to our customers, to help our partners in the financial institution, because we built our services around it to cater for it. Like, for example, around cloud, cybersecurity, marketing solutions, and even in terms of data and analytics. So we stitch all of those together so that our customers will have a secured platform. So again, I would like to reiterate, not just a platform, but a secured platform.
Thank you, Sir Carl. Actually, hearing that from you makes me feel like I can trust the process now that we're looking at holistically. And I think more so just letting people know that we're covering all bases, essentially moving forward. Ms. Patricia, you want to add?
Yes. Again, it's not really a technology answer, but I think with the rise of the data privacy law and so much knowledge around it, it's important that financial institutions have open communication with their clients. In GDFI, we have a data privacy officer, we have a dedicated customer service team. As what Karl Marx said, for regulation, I think the government, the Philippine government has been really working very hard to ensure that the clients trust the financial institutions that it regulates. So thus they really mandated all of these services, so to speak, of clients. So because of that, we even renamed it a customer and complaints division. So we're not just open to you telling us just a little complaint, but little, let's say, issue with your account. No, you can go ahead and complain, and we will listen and of course address it. Yeah. So it's really being open, and just also disclosing what we do with the data. So it's something that we have on all our communications, our website. And it's so much easy to communicate to clients these days because of Facebook, social media, and the internet. So it's cheaper, more affordable for financial institutions, even small ones, to put themselves out there and really say that this is our commitment to your protecting your data.
Mr. Bernardo, would you like to add? Or
just to echo what Ms. Patricia is saying, I think communication is on a number of channels, in branch, on the app, on the website. Like, this platform is supported by, secured by, your account is insured under regulation XYZ. At multiple checkpoints, reinforcing the fact that you're using the data with their consent and that it's protected by a long list of checks and balances.
Well, there you have it from our leaders. That's how we go moving forward. Does anybody else want to add to this question? Any thoughts? All right, with that, I'll move on to a question for Mr. Karl Marx. Sir, how can FSIs leverage cost-effective, scalable digital solutions to enhance customer engagement in underserved or underbanked areas while also taking short-term steps to adapt to the open finance movement? Kindly provide us examples for maybe banks, insurance cooperatives, and maybe even lending companies.
So thanks for that question. Also, I like this question because, as I've said, there are a lot of, especially in the Philippines, a lot of underserved, right, customers, primarily because of their location. So some customers, unfortunately, they're located in areas that are very far, wherein they don't have enough internet bandwidth or capacity, or not even physical banks will put up the right branch there because it's very far, and it really takes a lot of investment, right? So right now, financial institution can leverage on technology by looking into three things. So number one, their services should be mobile ready, accessible, and it's able to thrive or being able to optimize if on environments wherein there's low bandwidth. What do I mean by that? So one example, one classic example is GCash, right? So our very own GCash. So as you can see, GCash right now, so GCash has been the financial gateway of everybody, right? So even people in the market would have, GCash access, right? So as you can see, actually we were talking earlier that GCash is one classic example of open finance, right? It was an enabler. It was a platform, especially during pandemic, and even nowadays, because it was able to be able to provide services to, especially to the unbanked. So as you can see, they have products like GSave. In GSave, that one app, people can open, for example, savings account, right? G Credit, right? G Insurance, and you can even pay using GCash. So you can see how a single API would be able to connect everyone, right? Being able to provide an engine for open finance. So that's one. So basically, it addresses mobility, right? So mobility, being able to work in even low bandwidth. So all you have to do is have a good signal, right? An LTE signal for that matter. For as long as it's being reached by LTE, then you will be able to access data, right? And of course, the application would be able to easily integrate, right? Number two, for example, for lending institution. So for lending institution, there are a lot of unbanked companies, right? So like in Globe, so as presented earlier, we have Inkero. We call this credibility scoring. So the logic behind here is being able to serve those unbanked or those people who doesn't have access to, for example, because they don't have bank in the area, and it's not their fault, right? They don't have bank. So, but those people are capable of paying, but they don't have document to show it. But we have services or solution that we're able to develop that lending companies can use. So basically, just being able to key in that mobile number. That mobile number will return that this particular person is capable by returning a score, and then so it's built around how the customer is, so with that mobile number, how the customer is using the mobile number around purchase, right? So they're purchasing, their purchase behavior, basically their financial literacy would be able to see that. So there's a machine learning algorithm behind. So meaning there are options, right? So before we're just using credits, the traditional credit scoring. Now we have an alternative that we can use using technology and the power of AI and the power of data that we're able to harness to be able to help unbanked customers, especially on those far-flung areas, in the rural areas, so that they will have opportunity to, to borrow and being able to use money. As mentioned here by Patty, even the tricycle drivers, obviously they don't have documents to show, but they have mobile. They purchased through their mobile number. So we could leverage on those. Right.
Those are absolutely great points, Carl. And I hope you find this very interesting and also gives you ideas how to reach your clients, maybe in those far-flung areas that you've been meaning to reach. And this is one way, especially with this scoring methodology, that credibility, scoring credibility that you, not credit, but scoring credibility. Thank you, Sir Karl Marx. Now, this one is for Bernardo Contri and again to Carl. Beyond regulatory frameworks, what are the infrastructure and connectivity requirements that FSIs need to have in place to maximize the benefits of open finance? So now we're talking about plumbing, right? Would you like to go ahead? Okay.
Back to plumbing. I think I would answer it in two ways. The first part is, like I think many people said today, your network, your ecosystem, your partnerships, that has to be in place. You need to find the ones that make sense for your product, for your segments, for your strategy. I think that's a very important one. But more to the plumbing, I guess. I would say FIs, probably I would mention three things. The first one is FIs will need modern and modular core systems that allow them to engage with the third-party API callers, the ones that will want to share or access data. And they need to be agile enough to be able to interact with them in a seamless way. The second one, now that you're sharing the data, there needs to be strong enough digital data management frameworks internally so that the data is well categorized, well tagged, data cleaned, sanity checked, so that when the API call comes, you can share the data exactly in the way that is being requested, which makes the call effective and the analysis on the other side more meaningful. The third one, now that we're sharing data in the right way, now last but definitely not least, is cybersecurity and consent management. The data, if we're in a world where data is shared a lot more and a lot more frequently, the data needs to be very well protected, only shared with the right level of consent, and customers need to feel confident that they're being shared in the most secure way possible. The good news is that there are entities that can support FIs. Globe obviously is one, and an FI doesn't necessarily need to do all of it itself. They can rely on external solid providers that have done it for many others and can do it for them as well.
Would you like to add
Yeah. So building on top of what he said, so I would like to add that it's also important, so because he focused more on technology, it's really very important for us to have a good process in place, right? So the right business process, because at the end of the day, if you just focus on solutions, so process and technology, and of course people should work all together hand in hand, right? So the people will be the one to enable everything. It will be the one to work on it, right? And of course, so people needs to be enabled, right? So you have a good technology, you have good team, a good team. So as mentioned by Patricia earlier, you have to, you should be able to identify the right people in the team, right? So that's key. Who will implement this, right? Who will face the customers, right? Who will become advocates eventually, right, of your services. And then of course the business process, because the business process will stitch everything together, right? So because everything will be useless if you don't have the strong foundation of a process. Because whenever we start, like for example in our case now, whenever we do consulting with the customer, we really don't start with what's the solution. So the question will always be, what are the key pain points and what are the processes? So we always start from there. And then after that, then there's the solution. And then after that, the brand, right? The product. But at the end of the day, it's really, talking about what are the process, what are the things that we're trying to address here.
Thank you very much. That was an excellent roadmap given to everyone. I hope you got that written down somewhere in a notebook. But thank you, Carl and Bernardo. So that brings us to another key aspect, which is partnership. So this is another follow-up question for Sir Carl. Since Globe Business is not an FSI, but somehow in the journey toward open finance, how can technology partners like Globe Business help everyone in this transition?
So, as Globe, so we have the infrastructure, right? So that's key. Okay, so we have the infrastructure. So as mentioned earlier, we're not here to provide you pointed solution. This is my pain, this is the solution. This is this is what I'm lacking, I'll give you this. Right? So so what I think the core here is that we are able to provide you your financial institution with a core infrastructure that's secure, so that they would be able to build their products, their services on top of it, right? So we will provide them with the engine, right? So that's one. Number two, we are not after a particular brand, right? So that's why I keep on harping that as Globe, we're not looking at it, okay, this is the pointed solution that we're trying to provide. So whenever we talk to customers, what we do is we give them, okay, this is the pain point that we're trying to address. We'll provide you with a framework, with a roadmap that's stitched all together, and this is the right fit solution that you're going to use. So that all you have to do is really worry about your business and let us handle the technology, the road mapping, and the solution that will support whatever whatever service that you want to give to your customer.
I think that's a great, I wouldn't say product, but service that you could provide others is the freedom to focus on their business while you take care of that aspect on the side. Thank you, Sir Carl. This time, I want to hear from Ms. Patricia. For FSIs looking to modernize operations, what are the most impactful digital tools or platforms they should prioritize to streamline workflows and improve efficiency?
Okay, so for GDFI, we use a lot of Office 365. So I'll mention the brand already, but it simply, these are all the tools that we all need for workflows, right? So you have your documents, you need to share information, you have PowerPoint there, you have Excel, but since it's in the cloud, it streamlines so many processes. And you can actually run your business with practically no paper. So again, I was just talking to Arian, you can get a license for like 300 pesos a month. I mean, that's probably the cost of a ream of bond paper I just bought last weekend. But imagine having this tool across your organization. They can access SharePoint. So you can actually compile all your policies there that can be securely accessed by authorized employees, right? You can share the status of where everything is through shared Excel forms, Excel sheets. You can make announcements, you can do surveys, you can just do so many multiple things with just this single platform. And it's a good starter platform, so to speak. Until, of course, you will discover that everybody's doing their own thing, right? Using it. Just, for me, what happened? For us, what happened? You just let it go. And then later on, we saw divisions and departments just creating their own solutions with the tools that are already embedded in suites like this. But if, of course, no, in terms of impact, eventually you really might want to look into developing or digitizing your core systems, which are, of course, your loans management systems, your loans origination or your loans onboarding systems. This is what I'm most familiar with because we're in loans, we don't take deposits, no? But you really, those core systems are really going to make, for me, the difference. But to be honest, if you would like to get your organization just to really bring them into the current century, start with Office 365. Understand the value of really having data secured by an actual corporate email address. I'm surprised that in the Philippines, people already are more wary if you have a generic email address, especially if we're collecting data. So they, some our citizens or Filipinos are becoming more and more aware of how they want their data to be used, and they want to be assured that they're giving it only to authorized employees of said financing institution. So for me, that's the short answer. There are many other platforms, but I think you'll hit a lot of birds just with it's amazing for me. I mean, to have this kind of accessibility to a powerful tool. You can manage your business practically nationwide for as long as there's internet, fast internet, hopefully. And you can already do many things with just the single platform.
I can feel your passion for this platform, but thank you very much for sharing your own testimony about this. Those are great recommendations. Now, back to regulations. Sir Bernardo, this one is for you once again. When it comes to regulatory support or guidelines on open finance, what are some tips that you can share for everyone here joining us and also in Zoom if they want to start or probably be more aggressive towards, like, as you said, it's a journey?
Yeah, so I think what anyone is going to remember from today is Miss Patricia's quote, "Just do it." And I'm going to steal it or borrow it right now. Honestly, I think at this stage, the recommendation is actually just do it. There is strong regulatory support from the BSP. The guidance is very clear that there is desire for open finance to happen, and open finance use cases to be tested. So more seriously, if there is a use case that an FI identifies that makes sense in their market, in the demographic, there's a partner that can deliver it, and you have the right approach, test it. Communicate with the BSP, ask their advice openly. They're very collaborative. And more to the nitty-gritty of the operations of it, one thing that I've heard can stop a lot of financial institutions from testing is the fact that not all the regulation is there. For example, the API standards are not set in stone legally. However, while that is true, there are plenty of API standards around the world, and there are global best practices. If you're really uncertain, you can start by taking the UK API standards, or even more regional level, the ones that are being drafted in Indonesia right now. They might not be the ultimate ones that get settled upon, but in the next year or 2 years, however long it takes, the tweaks that you'll need to make those API standards are relatively contained. So right now, you have enough to start. So just do it, I guess.
Thank you. Everybody, what was the 3 resonating words today? Just do it. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Let's have, does anybody want to ask a question? Oh, no, wait. Let's have our final question for all. What are your final tips? This is addressed to the 3 of you, to those who want to start their journey towards digital financial inclusion, or probably to those that want to be. Oh, I just asked that. So this is for all of you. I asked Bernardo. So we'll go to Sir Carl and we'll end with Ms. Patricia. So Sir Carl, same question as I asked Sir Bernardo. What are your tips, aside from just do it?
So to me, so number one, especially to those who are just starting, no? So it's important that you have the right partner, right? So being able to choose the right partner whose interest is not, as I mentioned, it's not in a particular brand, right? Who will look after really what are the key pain points and how to solve it first, before really pointing into, okay, you go to this vendor. Because a lot of vendors, when you talk to them, okay, they will say they are all the best, right? No vendor will, say that my product is inferior over this. So it's really a matter of packaging. But then at the end of the day, it's really you being able to choose the right integrator whose interest is really to provide the right service, right, on services, and being able to stitch it regardless of the brand, so brand agnostic, right, and being able to look at it holistically. Number 2, I think one key takeaway here from the talks earlier is you being able to choose the right people to be able to execute it, because most of the time the road towards digital journey is difficult because there are a lot of people who are resistant to change, because who would want disruption, especially if the process is working, right? So, but yeah, for now, but we have to choose the right people who are forward-looking, because we all know at the end of the day, because even us Globe, if we became contented with, for example, with SMS, right? Perhaps we're no longer here, because we would not have evolved. At that time, around early 2000, we're earning a lot of revenue, but because of the bold move of our CEO that eventually SMS will plateau, right? And we have to look for new revenue stream. That's why services should evolve. So was the company, so was the people, right? And number three, we have to make sure that there's continuous adoption. So to me, for example, for every product or every services that's being launched, my key principle for it is there should be no degradation in terms of customer experience. Because if that question is not answered, yes, then we have a problem for that product. So I think that's it. Because at the end of the day, the trust of the trust of the customers is not built around or not based on you being able to launch a new service. That's it, right? It's you being able to deliver that continuous value, right, to the customer, to be able to answer what are the pain points, right, and you being able to pivot based on the feedback of the customer. So as they say, being agile, right? So being agile will really take you to be able to listen, right, and being able to process that feedback and come up with the new features for your product.
Thank you, Sir Carl. Very insightful, very, very helpful. And we end with you, Ms. Patricia. Final tips for everyone.
Yeah, no. So of course, there's just do it, but again, I'd also like to highlight the importance of cybersecurity. I feel for those, especially in this space, in the finance space, really do the right research also when it comes to security. I think there are certifications. I'm not an IT technical person, but there are certifications that we more or less look for when dealing with certain vendors. Well, right now we already have our own in-house IT team, no? So we more now have that knowledge internally, but it can be approached, I think, in different ways. But all I'm saying is, yes, do it with the right, do it responsibly, with a certain understanding also of the risks involved. But I feel that not doing anything is even riskier. So if there's a bit of hesitation, then maybe it can be done on a pilot, on a small scale. But we all just have to move forward and see how we can continue to improve. No? So go ahead, do it on a small scale, get your feet wet, understand cybersecurity at least on a certain level, and just go. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your tips. I hope you all learn from our speakers today. I can see that our discussion has sparked a lot of questions and valuable insights, and I know many of you might still have questions, but unfortunately, due to time constraints, we won't be able to address all of them today. But for now, I'd like to ask that we give our speakers a well-deserved round of applause. I'm sure we've taken away meaningful insights and valuable tips from all of them. But before we wrap up, let's do a quick photo op. So if I could request you guys to please stand, and the three of you will have a quick photo. All right, thank you once again to our incredible panelists for sharing their expertise with us today. You may now take your seats. Give it up for Mr. Carl Marx Rubia, Ms. Patricia Poco Palacios, and of course, Mr. Bernardo Contri. Now, when it comes to having the right technologies in place, Globe Business makes sure that they're always within your reach. So if you'd like to explore more about the products and services that can probably help your future-proof your financial operations, simply check out the link shared in the chat and on screen. You can access their latest innovations by simply scanning the QR code and signing up. Future-proof your finances and be confident to take your banking to the next level with Globe Business. Should you have questions, feel free to access the Globe Business website and rest assured that your queries will be answered. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. Your thoughts and insights help us continue improving experiences like this. For our Zoom attendees, you can scan the QR code on your screen or click the link in the chat box. And for those attending here in person, a QR code is also available on screen and on the table, the cocktail table over there. Kindly make sure to enter your correct name and email, as these details will be reflected on your e-certificates, which will be sent to you via email after the event. So thank you for taking time to share your feedback, and we really, really, truly appreciate it. Now, the exciting, well, more exciting part. I promised you guys a raffle, so we're going to get to it. I'm so sorry for our panelists. You're not included in this raffle, but thank you for being here. So let's get ready to find out who our lucky winners are. I hope you're able to register, because if you did not register, you won't be able to be going home with the raffle prize today. Now, this is just a small token of our appreciation for your active participation, for making today truly, truly eventful. And in a moment, we'll be flashing the randomizer on the screen, and we'll be finding out who'll be taking home some exciting prizes. You guys want to know what the prizes are? Would you like some money? All right, me too. well, Gcash. Okay, Gcash. So for those tuning in via Zoom, we have some special Gcash prizes for our online attendees. Okay, so it's for online attendees, the Gcash. We have 3 winners of 300 pesos. 2 winners of 500 pesos, and 2 lucky winners of 1,000 pesos Gcash. Okay, so to claim your prize, send a blue heart. Now, not now, but if your name is chosen to claim your prize, send a blue heart and comment present in the chat box, and a Globe representative will contact you. So to our Zoom attendees, hold on a bit. I'm moving on to our on-site attendees and what you guys can receive. Any guesses? Okay, let me explain it to you. You guys can go home today with Samsung Galaxy Buds 3. Who wants that? Who needs it? Okay, I see you. Samsung Galaxy Buds FE. And of course, a Samsung Watch 7 40mm. Not like you need it, but I know you want it. So you may claim your prize at the registration table after the program. So I know we're all excited to see who will win. So let's get started. We're first going to draw our winners from our online attendees. So I have the randomizer here up on screen. We will now be choosing our first 3 winners of 300 pesos in Gcash. So here we go, randomizer. Kenneth Carl Fortaleza, St. Peter Life Plan Incorporated. Congratulations, sir. You've won yourself 300 pesos Gcash. Our second winner is this is for 500 pesos. Maria Clarissa Salonga, Cooperative Development Authority. Congratulations, you've won yourself 500 pesos. Just to clarify, the first one was also 500. It's only one for 500. Okay, for 300 pesos Gcash, we had 1 winner. And this is our winner for the 500 peso Gcash. We are now moving on to the 1,000 pesos where we have 2 500. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused also. But this is money, so we have to be very careful with this, okay? So we have 2 winners of 500 pesos for Gcash. And our second winner is Reina Filipina de Acosta from Sterling Bank of Asia. Congratulations. Send in your blue heart and type in present, and our Globe representative will get in touch with you. And now, 2 lucky winners. All right. Can we make it 3? No, okay, 2. 2 winners of 1,000 pesos Gcash credits. And our first winner is Mr. Peter Jr. Naga from Mount Carmel Rural Banking. Congratulations. You're 1,000 pesos richer today. And our next winner of 1,000 pesos Gcash is Robert Tariman, Manulife Business Processing Services. Congratulations, Sir Robert. Send in your blue heart and type in present to claim your prize. Congratulations to our first batch of raffle winners. Sana ako din. Sana. No, but now let's draw winners from our on-site, or wag na lang. Tapusin. Okay na? Wag na? Ay, tuloy-tuloy pa rin. Okay, sige. Kala ko, okay na eh. Okay. All right, we'll start off with the winner of a Samsung Buds 3. Sino dito walang earbuds, Samsung buds? Wala. Yung wala talaga. Oh, lahat din mo, lahat kayo meron. Ay, si Madam wala. Okay. And the winner is, no, I'm kidding. Okay, for the winner of a Samsung Buds 3 is Kanisha Lansin from PhilCare. Where are you? Congratulations. You can claim your buds at the registration table. Pero baka si ma'am, ingatan mo kasi baka kunin niya yun sa'yo, wala pa siyang buds, okay? Alright. Congratulations. Now, for the winner of the Samsung Galaxy Buds FE. Ma'am, sana kayo na po ito. Okay, congratulations to... Naku, Ma'am, si Hector po ba kayo? Oh, sir. Sir Hector, congratulations. You've won yourself Samsung Buds FE. You can claim it at the registration table. And lastly, for the Samsung watch, ano oras na pala? Can anybody tell me the time? Wala kayong mga watch? Nako, tamang-tamang to. Okay, Samsung Watch 7, 40mm, and the winner is... Jerwin Manibog! Is he here? Where's Jerwin Manibog? Sir, congratulations. You can go home and with your Samsung Watch a little bit later on. So congratulations to all our raffle winners. Thank you so much for participating today, and it is a wrap. It's a big congratulations to all of our raffle winners. And as we wrap up, I'd also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you for participating in today's session. It's indeed been a morning filled with valuable insights, right? And we hope this is just the beginning of your journey toward navigating the digital financial landscape with confidence. As our speakers mentioned, just do it. You know, just talk to each other, collaboration. Again, as Sir Bernardo said, it's not a solo thing, you know, it's a collaborative thing. And I think if we're all taking a step in the right direction, we will get there. And of course, remember, Globe Business is here to support you as you choose the courage. Kailangan ng tapang dito to transform. So thank you once again, everyone. My name is Alex C. And on behalf of Globe Business, we truly appreciate your time and participation. We look forward to seeing you all at our future events. And we wish you continued success throughout the year. Hindi pa ako tapos.